We have an NHL trade to discuss between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Anaheim Ducks. We'll get into the details coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. Now, as I mentioned, we have an NHL trade that took place really late last night in the wee hours of the morning here between the Lightning and the Ducks. Not a major trade by any means, but certainly some what I would call some interesting young players who are still sort of prospects trying to find their way here that could turn out to be players for their new respective teams. So the main player that's had more NHL experience here so far is Alexander Volkov. Of course, is a former second-round pick of the Tampa Bay Lightning being traded from Tampa over to the Anaheim Ducks. Now, of course, Volkov's a player looking for some regular NHL playing time. He's played 19 games this year, put up 5 points, back and forth between the active roster, the taxi squad. So certainly somebody who, I guess they decided was expendable given how deep of a team the Lightning are. GM Julian Breezebaugh essentially made comments saying that the reason that he was traded was they needed more roster flexibility. They had to open up a spot. They had Mitchell Stevens coming back off injured reserve, and they just really had no wiggle room to get him into the lineup without moving out a body. So Volkov ended up being that guy. He said they didn't really want to trade him, but they had to do something, and it's just the way things worked out, unfortunately, for Volkov. But it might get more of an opportunity in Anaheim as well. I mean, certainly they're a team that's been talked about as being going through a bit of a reset or a rebuild here. They're certainly a team expected to try to move out a few more veterans ahead of the NHL trade deadline, and he could probably find himself more of an opportunity with that new emerging young core that's getting together in Anaheim, and could probably become more of a regular NHL player. And he'll likely get a more regular role and bigger opportunity there. So long-term for his career, it's probably for the best. Now, going back from the Ducks to the Lightning is prospect center iceman Antoine Morin, who was a 2017 second-round pick, the same draft as Volkov. Except Morin's a center. He's 22 years old. He's got 2 years pro under his belt so far after completing his junior career in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. So far, he's played last year and this year in the American Hockey League, playing in about 75 games, registering about 22 points. I mean, before that, when he was in junior, he's a player that I was familiar with. I got to see play a few times. He certainly started his career in Acadie Bathurst here in New Brunswick, had some pretty solid games there for a few years, and then was traded towards the tail end of his junior career to the Halifax Mooseheads, where he put up some solid numbers as well. So Morin's a pretty decent center, at least he was in junior. Not all centers obviously project to be centers at the NHL level, but certainly, again, somebody who's probably going to have a tough time cracking much of an NHL opportunity with Tampa, but hopefully he can find, maybe playing with some different prospects in the Lightning organization in the American Hockey League, someone who can further his career here and see what opportunities come from him. But right now, Volkov, certainly the stronger, more experienced player going to Anaheim, where he should get more of an opportunity. There's also a 7th-round pick going to the Lightning as well in 2023, so that's a few years out. And there's also a condition in there, I believe, that allows them to defer an extra year to 2024 if that pick happens to have any other conditions tied to any other trades. They can bump that out an extra year. So really, for a 7th-rounder, a few years down the road, I don't really think that's going to make a whole lot of a heck of a difference here, but at the end of the day, that's the trade. Let me know your thoughts on this trade down in the comments. Do you think Volkov is a good pickup for the Ducks? Will he get more of an opportunity, and will he be able to thrive with those young players that are emerging in Anaheim? So let me know your thoughts, and we'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on your notifications so you don't miss any future content, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'd appreciate it if you did. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.